Uh, Folks, I got something heavy to tell you, and this is ironically another uh, story that happened at Wegmans the day after something else happened at Wegmans, and I made a video about it. The St. Patrick's Day Part Two video. But this is just like, I mean, that was fucked up and bad, but this is a little bit worse. It was at Wegmans at Sheridan Drive in Amherst, New York. Um, as I mentioned before, I'm a beer or beverage merchandiser, which means I go from store to store, stock, and make sure a bunch of beverages look nice. So I'm a stock boy. That 100,000 plus investment my parents did in college for a degree in television film arts, which I essentially went to school for so I could do this shit, but somehow get paid for it. It paid off great, right? It's like literally we thought that, I could just walk into 30 Rock Center, dump you put my certificate on Lorne Michaels' desk, and he's just like, well, you're head writer of SNL. Like that was the expectation. I'm 33, by the way. Anyway, so I'm there at Wegmans, and in this location, there's like this one little side. It's like the craft beer section, and then there's the rest of the store. And the craft beer section has a different radio than the rest of the store. It's like the normal. The rest of the store is your typical grocery store, stupid bullshit, playlists or whatever. It's like it'll be something, songs you can't stand, but it'll be something like Everybody Dance Now, and that'll be followed by Bohemian Rhapsody. And there's nothing wrong with Bohemian Rhapsody, but once you have heard Bohemian Rhapsody following Everybody Dance Now, you need to kick someone in the nuts to get over that, like on the spot. So, typical grocery store music. But in the craft beer section, it's classic rock, and most of the time they don't fuck it up. They're playing like my favorite artists. They're playing Dylan, Floyd, Beatles, Stones, Neil Young, Bowie, etc. And I mean, like they'll even do deep cuts. They played Queen Jane Approximately by Bob Dylan, but that was only after Comfortably Numb. And if I have to tell you who does Comfortably Numb, well, I'm kind of glad the following's about to happen to you. So there's the classic rock station on the right of me, and then there's the grocery store station on the left. And I stood perfectly at the intersection between the two. And might as well have been the crossroads, but I really wish that Satan was there. So at the very least, I could trade my soul for some better guitar playing skills. Ooh, there's a ghost in my phone. It's like, are you afraid of the dark? Ooh. So I'm standing at that intersection, and the left of my left side, my left ear, was, because of course it has to be her, Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. On the right side, though, in the classic rock part, almost synchronized, was Piano Man by Billy Joel. And yeah, those two things hit me at once, and I realized, shit, the apocalypse just started. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it did. Rough, I know, but it's like, I mean, with Taylor, I'm getting so tuckered out and tired of having to fucking make fun of her, and it's getting insane. This talentless cunt that doesn't write the songs herself, they're ghost written. Ask Rivers Cuomo and Father John Misty. Anyway, and I have to rehash an old story. I tried to kill myself because a Taylor Swift song came on. Unfortunately, that is true. I was with my friends that were friends at the time. You know, they even went to my wedding. But granted that marriage didn't work out. um, so I'm hammered, wasted. We went from Buffalo to Rochester, about an hour and a half drive. They drove to go see Lewis Black. The show started. I said some really stupid. I don't remember the quote, but it was something stupid about being from Buffalo, and blah, 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 blah. It was really loud. And then Lewis responded, "You, sir, need to be electrocuted," and that should have been, the greatest moment of my life. But I was being an asshole all night, and I couldn't stop talking about wanting to kill myself. Now the show's over. We're on our way home, and the entire time that I'm losing it because I'm just in Captain Suicide mode. The following two words were not uttered by either of my friends. Um, the following two words were, "What's wrong?" Not the entire time. They were just looking at each other like, "This guy's a fucking weirdos," and they like. So we're driving home. I'm deranged and stupid, and the song, a Taylor Swift song, comes on, their Spotify or whatever. And so I take the handle of the door next to me, take off my seatbelt, about to open the door. I'm saying, like, "You got to change the song. I hate Taylor Swift. I will kill myself to that." Now, eh, take a guess what the reaction was. Instead of those two words that should have been maybe said earlier, I would have at least tried to think of saying those words. She said, I'll just fucking say their name. Tanya, the girlfriend, said the following four words: "I like Taylor Swift," and kept the song going, even though I had the door open and was about to jump out. Like, I think at that point, God was just like, "No, you gotta ride this through, and you gotta make sure everybody knows that you've tried to kill yourself because of a Taylor Swift song." And the person playing the Taylor Swift song was just like, "All right, fucking kill yourself." I wish, part of me is just like, I wish I did it so I could be a ghost and haunt them, and then tell my family it's just like, well, this is why I killed myself, because the Taylor Swift song came on, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's not a surprise. We know, like, that's fine." You know what I mean? But the punchline for all that is the name of the song, and this is the biggest crock of shit I think she wrote, was called "You Need to Calm Down." Didn't work. And the fact that this time it's a song called "Shake It Off," it's just like, she is fucking with me. All right. Like, I thought, she was sent by the government to try to kill me at one point. I think she was sent by Satan and or God. Like, what the fuck? So and then as far as Billy Joel and Piano Man, making fun of either Billy Joel or Piano Man, it's like making fun of Donald Trump. It's just such fish in a barrel, to the point that it's depressing to think about. It's just like, this isn't the punchline. This is reality. Fuck. Like, so it's not what it's fucking Piano Man. The stupidest song ever with the stupidest artist ever. It's just like that. That's how I knew that the apocalypse had just started. And I like my phone confirming things like the apocalypse just started. And yeah, so there's nothing that can prepare you for that. But we're gonna get to the most fucked up part, because that wasn't why the apocalypse was starting. That was just the warning. That was God speaking to me. And I mean, at the very least, I've got long hair and a beard, and the last two letters in my name are U and S, and us. And if I was God's chosen one, we'll do the math there. And I'm sure anybody that knows me intimately, friends and family, are not surprised in the slightest that right now I'm comparing myself to Jesus Christ. They're like, "Oh yeah, no, I mean, he killed himself because of a Taylor Swift song, but his ego is so big, he thinks he's Jesus Christ." I don't think, I know. because again, this was a warning that the apocalypse is coming, but the reason it's coming is this is what you wouldn't expect. You've got the reason the apocalypse is coming is because of a new trend. Well, not new, but one that's been going on for a while and has now become as popular as Taylor Swift, is people eating each other's asses out. I'll repeat that. People who are blowing or eating out a pussy, deciding to go, be like, flip over so I can go beyond the equator. Your computer's not frozen. It's just that's a really astonishing thing. To eating like, no, stop it. And you might be thinking to yourself, Seamus, this is sex shaming. Yeah, it is. I don't give a flying fuck. All right, go in the comments and be like, Seamus is an even bigger asshole than the ones he's complaining about. He can eat shit. Look, this is God's will. Okay, he's telling me that we're all gonna die because this has spread way too far. Okay, like he told me specifically, that's not why I invented those two body parts. Like, dude, get the fucking word out. I'm done. Okay, it's like, he's like, well, you know what? I should have spent more than 7 days on this little science fair project right here. So, computer restart. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure that it's proofread next time. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, ugh. Like, what? I don't know what's worse, is the knowledge of how many people do that, or when Taylor Swift was on stage at the Grammys with St. Vincent and on the cover of Rolling Stones with Paul McCartney. And if you look at Paul McCartney in that picture, like, his face is literally saying, like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, he's just like, I thought I gave people what the good music. Like, ah! But, and then again, just Billy Joel happens to exist in the form of Billy Joel. So, and this might sound like, Seamus, this is the stupidest thing you've ever said. No, it's not. How much time and logic does it take to be like, okay, you're in a grocery store at the same volume, essentially synced up together. On the one side, you got Piano Man going on, the other side, Shake It Down, and just boom. How are you not supposed to, first have a mild panic attack, but after that, yes, the only assumption could possibly be, well, God told me that the world is ending because people like to eat each other's asshole out. It's not even, it's no one specific. And he told me that, that all the evangelicals that are going to blame the end of the world on, gays and transsexuals and gender fluid people, that they're going to go straight to hell. And because of what they've had to go through, I'm going to allow the LGBT, all those wonderful people that I just said, they're just going to go straight to heaven, unless they have a habit of eating assholes out or having people do that to them. And I'm not saying that they're far gone. They're just going to have to go back to driving school, essentially. But we got that taken care of. All right. Yeah, he's not mad with any individuals that do that. He's mad at himself that he allowed this to happen. He gave us too much of an imagination to be like, what if I over there, some guy did it, enjoyed it, he came to it to that point, and then he invented 4chan and Reddit so he could tell the world, like, like, why? Like, and God's thinking to himself, why did I even invent taking a shit in the first place? Like, what the fuck? And also, it's just like, why did I also invent pain and misery? Which I have to give my chosen sons, aka Jesus and me. And it's just like this is just a fucking shame. My name is Seamus, so I know what a shame is. Um, like, why? Why? What? Why are you? Look, it's not up to you. Just fucking at this point, do it. You do you. Consensual adults. It's too late anyway, okay? Because again, I'm at Wegmans. It's both Piano Man. Shake it off. Boom. What other conclusion can I come to that I am the son of God? And because you're eating someone's asshole out or you enjoy it, we're all gonna die. He's like, that's not why I invented those body parts, you know? And they aren't supposed to go together, okay? It's like you pick something up with your hand, you use your back and your legs, okay. If you then not okay. It's the act itself. It's not the individual people. But I I just hope that going ahead, and I understand also, that coprophilia exists and other, in German pornography has existed. It's just not nearly as many people being open with it. And so God's just like, okay. And then with anal sex, it's like obviously men don't really have much of an option. And women, it's just like, all right, you do you. My one friend who enjoyed anal sex said, well, it feels like taking a shit and then it coming back in your butt all over and over again. If it makes you come, then fine. It's not licking a person's. I don't, again, Seamus, you're sex shaming. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't fucking matter. We're all gonna die because, we're gonna die because of it. And it's not even Billy Joel or Taylor Swift's fault. I mean, we deserve to die because they both exist, but still. So all I can say is, the next time, if you're one of these people, and the next time you engage in this, and if you're either the quarterback or the fudgesicle, just be sure to be on the lookout for a sound, because those are the four horsemen approaching, and two of them have Spotify accounts. The other two have Bluetooth speakers, and so I would look out for the horse clip clumping, and also take a guess which songs might be in the background. We're fucked. I don't know. We're fucked.